Hi everyone, I'm Mackenzie sharing with you my Think Aloud, Read Aloud project. So the book that I chose for this project is called How I Became a Pirate by Melinda Long. The suggested grade range for this book is K through 1st and the Lexile is 470 Lexile. The second grade range for the Lexile is 425 to 725. So this is a good range for K through 1st to introduce them to vocabulary and to answer reading prompts. This book is a great book for read aloud because it's appealing and appropriate for young students like students K through 1st, and it provides comprehension and vocabulary opportunities, and it promotes oral language and discussion, which all three of these we will be engaging in our Think Aloud, Read Aloud. This book is a fiction book, and the gist of this book is this afternoon we'll be reading How I Became a Pirate by Melinda Long. This is a story about a young boy just about your age named Jeremy Jacob. Jeremy Jacob and his family are spending the day at the beach when a pirate ship sails to shore. Captain Braidbeard asks Jeremy to join his crew on a quest to bury their treasure. Jeremy learns about what it's like to be a pirate and to sail the 7 seas. Let's find out if Jeremy makes it back to his family or becomes a pirate forever. So I picked a few Common Core State Standards for this lesson, and I picked 2 for kindergarten and 3 for 1st grade. So the 2 I picked for kindergarten are reading literature ones. The first one is reading literature for kindergarten number 1. With prompting and support, ask and answer questions about key details in a text, which we'll be doing when we read our book. The second one is reading literature for kindergarten, number 10, actively engage in group reading activities with purpose and understanding. So this book is not just for fun. We will be reading it with a purpose to engage and promote discussion and learn new vocabulary words. The next one is for 1st grade reading literature, and it's number 7. I chose this, and it says, use illustrations and details in a story to describe characters, setting, or events. So this book is really awesome in its illustrations and helps students follow along and remember key details and helps them with their discussions. The other 1st grade reading literature Common Core State Standard I chose was to retell stories, including key details, and demonstrate understanding of central message or lesson. So we'll be talking about the main idea, main characters, trying to engage students in the main details of this text. And the last one I chose is for reading literature for 1st grade, number 1, ask and answer questions about key details in a text. So we'll be asking students questions, and they might be asking me, the teacher, questions about this text, which is wonderful. So for my crowd prompts, I had a couple fill in the blank. These include like Jeremy Jacob sees a blank, which is a pirate ship, and he leaves the beach to become a blank, which is pirate. I have another one that says the blank, which is pirates, take Jeremy with them to help bury their blank treasure. So the pirates take Jeremy with them to help bury their treasure. For the recall section of the crowd prompt, I asked students what happened when Jeremy Jacob built his sandcastle at the beach. When he builds his sandcastle at the beach, he sees a pirate ship and they come and take him with them on his crew. And the second one is, where did Jeremy Jacob and the pirates bury their treasure? And this answer is in this backyard. Open-ended questions for this section is, how do you think Jeremy Jacob feels about being a pirate after all? So eventually in the story, some things happen and we take a minute to question, does Jeremy Jacob actually really like being a pirate, or does he miss his parents and want to go home? And the second open-ended question that I chose is, how is Jeremy Jacob going to be back in time for soccer? So he made a deal with the Pirates. He said, I'll come with you, but I have to be back tomorrow for soccer practice. So students have to make predictions about how he'll be back in time for that. W questions. I chose, what do you think down the hatch means? Lots of pirate lingo in this story. Might make students giggle, but some of these are actual sayings, such as down the hatch. And that's a saying when someone eats or drinks something. We always say down the hatch. And how is Jeremy Jacob oops, sorry. Where do you think the perfect digging spot is? So they're burying their treasure, right? And so I'm making an opportunity for students to make predictions about where are they going to bury this treasure after all. And desisting questions involve, who can tell me about a time when you felt scared like Jeremy Jacob did during the storm? So a big storm breaks out and Jeremy feels scared. And have you ever felt homesick? So Jeremy Jacob feels a little bit homesick being a pirate, and this is an opportunity for students to share something of their own lives. With the crowd prompts, I will also be identifying a few key vocabulary words, and these consist of 2 words. The first one being moat, and a moat is a wide ditch that people dig and fill with water. They normally dig it around a castle, fort, or a town, and in this case, in this book, Jeremy Jacob builds it around a castle. And what's the word? Moat. Very well. The next word is chanty, a song sung by sailors, normally sang while doing work in a rhythm. What's the word? Chanty. All right. And when reading this book with students, I'll respond after shared answers. What do you think of that? Or who else has heard of this word before? And where have you heard it? For redirection and effective use of time, I'll have students wiggle their hands, kind of like this, to share or to show that they think the same thing as someone who's just shared something. Oftentimes with students, they get so excited to answer questions, and some of them just repeat what the person in front of them said. So just to save time and redirect students, it's a way to not have shouting out as well. So after finishing the book, I will ask the students, if you were a pirate, or if a pirate asked you to join his crew, would you? And see, that gives students an opportunity to share, oh, I'd love to be a pirate, or I wouldn't be a pirate because this or that. After that, I'd also ask them, what can we learn from pirates about using manners and following rules such as brushing your teeth? Pirates don't have very good manners, so we'll see what they think about that. All right, now we'll begin reading our book. Got a glare going on. There we go. All right, so this afternoon we'll be reading How I Became a Pirate by Melinda Long. This is a story about a young boy named Jeremy Jacob. Jeremy Jacob and his family are spending the day at the beach when a big pirate ship sails to shore. Captain Braidbeard asks Jeremy to join his crew on a quest to bury treasure. Jeremy learns about what it's like to sail the 7 seas and to become a pirate. Let's find out if Jeremy makes it back to his family or becomes a pirate forever. All right. How I Became a Pirate. So we're going to start with a couple of vocab words I'll introduce to you. Be sure to keep an eye out in the book when you find the word. All right, so the first one is moat. Moat is something, a little ditch that people dig around a castle, a fort, or a town. And in this case, you're going to have to keep an eye out where Jeremy digs his moat. The second word is chanty. Chanty is a song sailors sing in unison or together when they're working, and there's going to be a lot of pirate singing in this book, so keep an eye out for that. So repeat after me: moat and chanty. Very nice. All right, How I Became a Pirate. Pirates have green teeth when they have any teeth at all. I know about pirates because one day when I was at the beach building a sandcastle and minding my own business, a pirate ship sailed into view. I knew what it was because it had a flag, a skull, and crossbones on it, because I could hear the pirates singing, "Hey ho, blow the man down." They were a little off key. I tried to tell Dad, but he was busy setting up the beach umbrella. I tried to tell Mom, but she was busy slathering my baby sister with sunblock. So I went back to my sandcastle and I kept an eye on those pirates. By then they were rowing to shore. When they landed, the head pirate climbed out of the boat and yelled, "Ahoy there, matey! Be this the Spanish Main?" "No," I said. "This is the North Beach." "Shiver me timbers," the pirate said. "We must have taken a wrong turn at Bora Bora." He walked around my sandcastle, and he looked at the moat and then yelled to his crew, "He's a digger, and he's a good one to boot. A good one to boot," they all agreed. "What be your name there, matey?" the head pirate asked. "My name is Jeremy Jacobs, sir." All right, so there's our word, moat. What is a moat? You say it with me? Moat. A moat is a ditch when people dig around something, a castle or a fort or a town, often used for protection and filled with water. So Jeremy Jacob dug a moat around his castle and filled it with water. "Well, Jeremy Jacob," he said, "you're looking at Braidbeard and his crew. We've been needing a digger like yourself. We've a chest to bury treasure." "Aye, treasure!" the others shouted. "You're coming with us," Braidbeard told me. "I didn't think Mom and Dad would mind, as long as I got back in time for soccer practice the next day." All right, so take Jeremy Jacob with them to help them bury. All right, so that's where students would fill in the blank, and they'd say the pirates take Jeremy Jacob with them to help them bury their treasure. So students, what happened when Jeremy Jacob built his sandcastle at the beach? So this is recalling what just kind of happened here, summing up the past couple pages. So when Jeremy Jacob built his sandcastle at the beach, the pirates saw that he was a good digger. They sailed to shore and wanted him to join his crew to bury their treasure. And that's how I became a pirate. So Jeremy sees A and leaves the beach to become A. So Jeremy sees a pirate ship and he leaves the beach to become a pirate. All right, there's Jeremy sailing out right there. A bunch of crazy pirates. All right. As soon as we were on board, Braidbeard showed me the chest of gold and jewels. "Got to find a safe place for this here treasure. It's high time we're off," he announced. "We're off," they all shouted. And then we set sail. So students, how do you think Jeremy Jacob is going to get back in time for soccer? And this is a time for students to make predictions about, will Jeremy become a pirate forever, or will he come back for soccer the next day? Because he made a deal with the pirates, right? He had to be back in time. All right. So there's plenty to do on board. The pirates taught me to sing sea chanties. The louder the better. All right, so there's our word, sea chanties. Say it with me. Chanties. Very nice job. So what's a sea chanty? Sea chanty is a song sang together by a bunch of people. In this case, all the pirates are singing at dinner time. Chanties are sung when people do work, sometimes to a certain rhythm. All right, we're going to keep going here. And to say real pirate stuff like landlubber and scurvy dog. By dinner time, I could speak pirate perfectly. I also learned pirate manners. Braidbeard pounded his fist on the table and yelled, "Down the hatch, me laddies! Down the hatch," we all shouted. So there's another funny pirate word or saying, down the hatch. What do you think that means? And you give students time to think, what does down the hatch mean? Maybe some of them have heard it before. This might be new for some students. Down the hatch is when you eat or drink something, and it's just a saying that some people say with excitement. Down the hatch. So these guys are all eating dinner, and they all shout, "Down the hatch." So Braidbeard gulped his food and said, "Hand over the meat." The meat! Nobody told us to finish our spinach, and there wasn't any, or to chew up our carrots. They weren't allowed on board. We talked with our mouths full, and nobody said please or thank you. Not very good manners, huh? The life of a pirate. It's pretty crazy. After dinner, I tried to teach the pirates to play soccer. Braidbeard kicked the ball and yelled, "Arg, soccer! Arg, soccer!" they all yelled. Then everybody dove for the ball, and once it rolled right off the deck. "After it, me hearties," Braidbeard commanded. "After it?" we all whispered. We fought over who would get the ball, but didn't matter anyways because the shark came along and swallowed it in one gulp. So much for soccer. By now it was past my bedtime, but nobody tells pirates to go to bed, to take a bath, or brush their teeth, and maybe that's why their teeth are green. Pirates sleep with one eye open, just in case, and they don't change into pajamas unless they want to. Pirates don't do anything they don't want to, except for maybe swabbing the decks. I wanted to be a pirate forever. But then I found out what else they didn't do. When I couldn't stay awake any longer, I asked Braidbeard to tuck me in and read me a story. Tuck you in? He bellowed. Pirates don't tuck. No tucking, the crew cried, and the only thing they had to read was a map. Don't you have any books? I asked. Braidbeard looked confused. Books? I didn't even bother to ask about a good night's kiss. Look at those crazy pirates. What do you think? Would you be able to sleep too? He doesn't look too cozy in there, does he? It wasn't easy to fall asleep without a story, but I was finally dozing off when a storm broke. Thunder boomed and lightning flashed. I tried to hide under the covers as waves slammed up against the ship, but I kept falling out of my hammock. I couldn't find anyone in the cabin. They were all on deck. Lower the sails, Braidbeard shouted, and batten down the hatches. Everybody ran around yelling and lowering the battening. Nobody had time to sit close and tell me it would be over soon. Nobody even noticed me. I decided that I didn't want to be a pirate after all. So who could tell me about a time where you felt scared, like Jeremy did during the storm? Has anybody felt scared before? I'm sure lots of students will raise their hands. And then we call on them and let them share their personal story. My next question would be, how do you think Jeremy Jacob likes being a pirate after all? Because he just said he liked it, right? What do you think now? What changed? Just then, flash, crash, crack! Lightning hit the mast and split it right down the middle. What'll we do now? Yelled one of the pirates. We'll have to turn it back, called another. But the treasure, hollered Braidbeard. Where will we bury the treasure? I stepped forward. Maybe I can help, I shouted over the wind. I think I know the perfect digging spot. So, students, what do you think the perfect digging spot would be? What do you think Jeremy Jacob's going to say? When the storm was over, we rowed back to shore and buried the chest. We drew a map so we could find the treasure again, but I don't think I'll need it. So, looking at this picture, looking at the treasure map, where did Jeremy Jacob and the pirates bury their treasure? Jeremy's backyard, huh? Pretty cool. All right. After the pirates repaired the ship and got ready to sail, before they left, Braidbeard handed me a flag and said, "You'll make a fine pirate, Jeremy Jacob. Guard that treasure well. We'll be back to get it soon enough." Soon enough, the crew repeated. "And if you ever need us," Braidbeard added, "just run the Jolly Roger up yonder pole." "Up yonder pole," the others shouted. "And maybe I will, but not today." Because I have soccer practice. Look at that. He made it time just for soccer. He made it back home. Awesome job. All right. So if a pirate asked you to join their crew, what do you think, students? Would you say yes? Would you agree to be a pirate? Or would you say, no, I don't want to be a pirate? And this gives students to express, what would it be like being a pirate? Why wouldn't they want to be a pirate? Why not? And my next prompt for them would be, what can we learn from pirates about using your manners and following rules such as brushing your teeth? So pirates didn't brush their teeth very much. They had green teeth. And pirates didn't say please or thank you. So this will give students an opportunity to share, it might be nice to tell your mom please or thank you and to brush your teeth at night so you don't have green teeth and all that fun stuff. Manners are important, right? All right, so that is the end of my story. I really hope you all enjoyed it. I sure did. That was one of my favorite books to read when I was little, so it was kind of fun to put it into a project like this. Thank you for tuning in to my Think Aloud, Read Aloud project. I'm quite sad I didn't get to share this with you guys in person. but I know that you guys' projects will be just as awesome. I was really happy to have taken this class with all of you, and I wish you the very best of luck in your finals and in your exams and into whatever you have coming for CMU. All right, thanks again. See ya.